I just want to be able to get out there and, you know, work and, you know, support not only myself but my family.
It just takes a lot of determination and willing to not give up.
The cries of the unemployed going unheard in Washington today. The Senate could not get enough votes to move a long-term unemployment extension past an automatic filibuster. The extension got 55 votes, but it needed 60. That bill would provide continued benefits to people unemployed 27 weeks or longer. Right now, the average duration of unemployment is 36.5 weeks, and nearly 40% of all unemployed workers today have been out of work 27 weeks or longer. Rich?
It's interesting. I've heard Republicans say we have to change the narrative in terms of how we're perceived.
Who's we?
The party.
The Republican Party.
Yes, but then you have some voices like the Rand Pauls and others who say we're doing them a favor if we kick them off unemployment because now they'll get a job as a consequence. I'm incentivizing them by doing it. This is a problem for the party when you look at all the polling here.
It's a problem, but you know, these folks are actually saying what they believe. Mm-hmm. You have people that have basically been on unemployment for 2 years, and if they extended to 4, they'd stay on for 4 years.
There is a population of that, but then there's also the point that for every 3 people that are unemployed, there's 1 job, and historically, when you have unemployment more than 7% unemployment, where we are right now, okay, it's different than when it's at 4% or 5%, because those people don't want to find a job. But when it's at 7, it's different than when it's 4.
There are jobs available in some parts of the country and not in others. And the question is, does the taxpayer have a responsibility to enable people to stay where they want to live, or do they go where there are jobs? And in the past, people went where there were jobs.
Didn't people pay into the unemployment insurance fund? Don't I pay into it every time?
Yeah, but
my paycheck?
You haven't even come close to paying these benefits. So what's happened is small businesses are paying higher taxes, which makes them kind of be in limbo. A marginal business goes out of business because it has to pay for the people that they let go.
Okay, but we come back to a conversation Dominic and I have had, which is, okay, what do you do with them then? You kick them off. Where do they go? What do you do? You're not going to let them starve. It's America, right? So
you think they'll starve?
Well, I know this. We're talking about cutting back food stamps. That's in the Farm Bill right now.
Let me just explain something about food stamps. Food stamps are 5 times larger than the Farm Bill. Some states pay 200% of poverty. Some states pay 100% of poverty. You can make $40,000 and still get food stamps.
Look, if I follow this logic, we won't extend unemployment. We won't have food stamps because there's abuses.
No, you're not saying it accurately. No, we would have food stamps apply equally to everyone around the country. And when a state decides they're going to give 200% like Massachusetts, the federal government has to pay half of that. We got to sort this stuff out. You see people that are promised that they can get motorized wheelchairs if they're overweight.
Okay, I know we got to go break, but the answer is tonight, millions of Americans, not a few thousand, millions plural, are no longer getting unemployment, and we know that there's real problems going forward in those households, whether they're hit tough times, whether they're lazy, whether they're whatever it is. I just haven't heard from anyone the solution as to what happens to those people next. And that's part of this debate. We're going to wrap it up after this break. Stay with us.